Anything is really possible. Momentum can shift, anything can shift, and we'll see who comes out on top together. Joining me here is my caster for ESL 1 and possibly some other things in the near future. It is Synderin. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hey Toby, hey everyone. Game number 5 is now going to be underway. Like you said, it's going to be the last of the series, and wow, that was quick. I was about to say what Fnatic might consider drafting, but they already decided before they even got to pick. So Empire will be banning Doom and Tinker again, no big surprise there. Tied actually the ban from Fnatic as the second one, and the trade-off is now going to be Brewmaster for Empire for the IO and Enigma. Fnatic will not be giving that away again. It cost them so much trouble. They're going to find a way of dealing with it instead by taking it themselves. So what do you do now if you're Empire? Enigma was a crucial part of your victories. They had it. Did they have it in? Oh, they had it in one of their wins, I guess. Not in both, or did they have it in both? I think they had it in both their victories today, actually. So they're going to need an alternative plan here, and Lich is going to be the solution so far as a second pick. This is actually very rare that Lich gets picked that early.
For today, you're actually right. They had it in Game 1 and Game 3 when they won. They also had it in Game 4 where they lost.
Yes.
So they've had it out of 3 out of 4 of their games today. The Enigma was banned in the first 2 by Fnatic in game number 2. That's why it didn't slip through the pool. But that was when they tried to run like Void, Tidehunter, and things like that. But Fnatic already banned out the Tidehunter, and they block picked the Enigma. I really hope Team Empire know what they're doing when they get a trade-off with the Brewmaster, because Brewmaster up against the Enigma, like that black hole can seem like an eternity if you get caught inside of that one as a Brewmaster, just like smashing your R button looking for the split, praying you reach it. But at the same time, like Team Empire, they got one of the greatest counters up against that one. The Enigma that actually that lost for them, it wasn't up against this, which is kind of funny. But the fact like Lich with the ultimate when it flies out, like that Lich is an instant stun on the Enigma black hole. They had it in game number 1. Fly was using it up against Team Empire. Never really did it at a key point, which I found amusing. But yeah, you have like this Lich ultimate which gets thrown out, and instantly Enigma. Doesn't matter about BKB or not, your black hole just stops, which I think is really smart for Team Empire. Strengthens the lanes and strengthens their team fight.
Yeah, but getting that Lich black hole cancel with Chain Frost, it's I wouldn't say it's situational, because yes, it is one of the good abilities for it, but the cast range on that spell isn't that great. It's not like a hook shot or an instant swap or something like that, which can be very devastating for Enigmas to play against. Chain Frost is a little harder to use, but I imagine we could see it coming out of Empire as well. But the thing is, you often want to use the Chain Frost earlier in the fight. You want to use it when you get your initial jump, so you put a lot of pressure and deal some good damage, force heroes on the enemy team to move around, and then you don't have it for the Enigma. If you have to hold onto the Chain Frost, a lot of Lich's potential is actually going to waste. Whereas Swap from Venge is absolutely great for that purpose. It also gets you closer to the fight, so you're in the middle of the fight with your aura, you get your stun off, etc. So a little different in that regard, but yes, it is a cancel. We're going to see if Empire can use it better than Fnatic, because like you said, I don't think it happened once.
Yeah, it didn't happen once. Like, not once. So, hey. But then again, I think I saw the Lich ulti fly out twice for such a high-level Lich. At the same time, though, I did miss it going out twice, which is when they solo killed in the bottom lane. Because they were going up against Silent, and the Lich kept getting solo kills on Silent. I'm just interested to see if Team Empire want to try and do something which is a little bit more old school for them, but they run a straight through on the off lane just in mag, and they put Lich with it. So you run a dual off lane, so you can try and bring your heroes up to a level when you're ready to fight before the Enigma's going to come online. Because the only other alternative is you try and contest the Enigma in the jungle, and I don't think you're going to do that with the Lich.
Or you run a dual lane mid, and you make sure the IO dual lane doesn't get to do so much, but who knows if that's even Fnatic's plan. Maybe they run a dual lane safe lane with IO +1 and put the Viper mid, and in that case, yes, you deny Viper quite a bit, but do you really want to let that IO lane free farm if you can do something about it? I think you would rather want to focus on that lane, but who do you play one-on-one against Viper then? This hero pretty much beats everyone in a one-on-one matchup, so it is kind of tricky here for Team Empire going into their third pick. I think maybe they get their carry now and wait with dealing with the other lanes. They've been quite successful with the... Templar Assassin is getting pretty bad already, so I guess that's not going to be their choice. Gyro, perhaps? Good team fight with their initiation and slows. Could work.
Are you talking about for Fnatic or for Team Empire?
For Empire.
I'll be worried about it for Empire because normally Empire only do it when they have the buff up from the Wisp.
Disruptor.
And all other times they would search for something else. And with Disruptor and Lich, okay, my money's on a Void. My money is just so down on a Void right now. Void Chrono into Lich Ultimate with Disruptor ulti, Wall, Brewmaster only has to do a clap at the start of it all.
Didn't really work so well for them last time, though, did it?
No, it didn't. But in this game, I think they kind of need it just to shut down the Enigma as well as the Wisp. Because it means Relocate's not going to do anything. And you've already taken out the Tiny, so you don't really worry about that one.
10 seconds.
The downside of it is you could be battling up against like a Fnatic Rikimaru. Like if Ira was still on the team and it wasn't Excalibur, I would go with that one. I just don't know what to make of this Wisp and if Fnatic are even looking for a combo.
I think they want Phantom Assassin with it. Or, wow, okay.
Radiant team.
This will be an IO Death Prophet lane or IO Viper. Both are really unusual.
It looks like just an IO Viper on the safe lane top will be where I go with this one. Because
it is really good, actually. It allows Viper to chase down targets, of course, with the extra movement speed. You overcharge, so you can do a lot more damage with Poison Attack and Nether Toxin, and that could work. And Fnatic's lineup overall is really good at putting early pressure and taking towers. Viper and Death Prophet together are great. Alternatively, they run a dual lane offlane with IO. That's the last option. So then it's an IO lane with something else. And it might actually happen here, because I'm not sure they think either of those lanes is desirable. And yeah, was he even banned or picked in any of the games?
No. He hasn't been touched.
That's unbelievable.
He hasn't been touched at all.
That's a really good pick here. There's a couple of reasons.
I take it back. I take it back as I double check my side screen. He was banned as the 5th ban by Fnatic in game number 1.
Okay.
He was the 5th ban by Fnatic in game number 1. But apart from that, he wasn't touched at all.
I think this is one of Silent's really good heroes, and I think it's very good here. The reason being, when you want to counter Death Prophet, you want to deal very hard single target damage and just focus her down. Then she's out of the fight and the ghosts disappear. And at the same time, Fnatic don't really have any stuns. They have Malefice. Viper has slows. Lycan doesn't care about slows. Of course, the attack speed slow is annoying, but you don't really want to Viper strike the Lycan, especially not if Empire picks another hero that's threatening.
Yeah.
And he can just focus fire the Death Prophet, just tunnel vision.
See, I'm wondering if he's going to do that, man, because right now, maybe he himself as a hero can do that, but Wisp is dead for the Wolves. Like, if Wisp has any desire to stick with a Viper,
that's true.
Throughout the fight, those wolves are going to be right on top of him and just like take away every bit of his life points. So if he pops a Ghost Scepter to save himself from the wolves, he is screwed. You have Disruptor and Lich who are just hoping he picks up a Ghost Scepter with Thunderstrike as well as Frost Blast. 2 abilities which don't really cost you that much, but are easy to zone out of Wisp.
And in addition to that, Lycan with the ultimate is fast enough to keep up with the tethered target and with IO himself, so can actually just follow through and lock that hero down if he wants to. So
how many times have we sat here and said, hey, I love Team Empire's draft, it's really, really strong in so many different ways, and then like Fnatic's like, yeah, win on lanes or don't win at all.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's true. I think overall in this series I've favored Empire's drafts a bit more, but it's still a 2-2 series, so Fnatic have definitely made it work with what they had, and they're gonna last pick the Void.
I'm really like, okay. I'm wondering how Fnatic really want to strongly lane this. Like, they could throw Void towards the off lane.
They will.
But the problem is Glimpse. Like, Void's a great hero to survive on the off lane because like, you got potential for backtrack and you've still got an escape mechanism. But with Glimpse and Frost Blast, you're going to be in trouble walking yourself out of there after you get pulled back in again. So the second Disrupt hits level 2 Glimpse, he's in a lot of trouble. And now we get Mirana, so they're looking for some extra control.
You know, it's almost like this draft was done in the opposite order, like from right to left.
Well, you get Mirana, Lycan, then Disrupt the Lich, and then last.
For Fnatic, if this was China, that could have easily been 2 first picks, Void into Death Prophet. Like, it's actually pretty funny to see how so top-tier heroes get picked so late.
Man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait until we hit like TI4 or even ESL1 when we bring China up against like America as well as Europe on land to see who prioritizes what during the drafting stage as well. Because the scenes are just so dynamic that it's really going to be like it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. We're going to have to be like decoding on the fly. I wish all the best of luck to the panel who have to decode the drafts in ESL1 as well as TI4. Because they're going to have some hard work to do.
what generally happens in tournaments like that, though, is that teams come in with different expectations and different ideas of how to play the game, and then the tournaments develop their own metagame, kind of.
That's true.
It happened at TI3 as well, where teams came in and played a specific style, and the teams that didn't play it just either got knocked out or adapted and kind of played the same stuff. And it was very different how teams were playing, but the further you got into the tournament, the more similar the drafts were, with a few exceptions, of course, being pocket strategies or something completely extraordinary. But for example, Alliance just ran a very set style the whole way through, and that kind of became the metagame of the tournament because they kept winning. So teams had to either do it or deal with it, right? And yeah, there's a couple of other examples from previous tournaments, but that one really stands out to me. So we're going to see at that point of that event, of course. Now, we are looking at this game in question, and wow, Empire's going to go really aggressively here.
They got Glimpse first level. They're letting Excalibur walk away so Vanscore can do this. Now, the arrow's going to fly, but it actually missed him because it gets pulled back. But First Blood belongs to Team Empire. The 5-man gank, they sentry ward up one of the camps, so Enigma's going to have trouble there too. And actually do both of them. They cut the tree, so this camp won't spawn, and this camp won't spawn. And Enigma's got 2 sentries.
He cut that tree so he can put the ward there. This is generally the best spot to block off that camp with. So, good start here for Team Empire, and looking forward to see how Fnatic are going to lane this. I was actually expecting Io to go with the Void in the bottom lane, and that is what's going to happen here. Enigma will probably go into his own jungle, just help out a little bit with the first deny here. Actually, let's go over the players really quick here. For Fnatic, it's going to be Fly playing as the Enigma. No surprise, No Tail will be playing on Io. Hani will be playing the offlane Void. I thought that was going to be Trixie, but nope. Trixie will in fact be playing Viper in the top lane, and then Excalibur will be playing as Death Prophet in the mid.
So we're now going to add like 2 different new heroes that Excalibur has played within the last month. Tonight, alone. Lone Druid as well as Death Prophet. The guy's adding some dynamicness to him. There's 3 camps. Oh, okay, Flies. I want to see where he throws a sentry. That misses both. That misses both wards. He can only now de-ward 1 out of the 3 camps. That's really problematic for Fly. He probably even is considering going into the Radiant jungle now.
Yeah, he's not going to have a good time in there either, I think.
Yeah. Well, and you see it from Empire, like they've already got an Observer Ward that's looking for his movement down, and he can't smoke and go in there under cover. That's not going to work for him.
If he does make the rotation, they might just move down the Lich and make sure to bully him out of the jungle, because that's like the most important thing right now. If you can deny an Enigma the early snowball, he suffers so much. I love what Fly's doing though.
Lane.
He stacked the camp.
Honey.
Oh, yeah.
But Vanscore's already got like a lot of damage coming his way. But of course, No-Tail came in. They glimpsed him down into the arrow, and Hani, he's not backtracking, actually. It was just his poor man shield. Brewmaster killed the Viper in the meantime, but they turned to Hani, and he needs to actually get a little bit more. There's the damage. It's not enough. No-Tail keeps him up and running back out. So what they got was Brewmaster onto the Viper with Lich support. So Trixie goes down on a safe lane. So 2-0 for Team Empire here in Game 5.
Yeah, I love that play from them in the bottom lane to actually try to kill Honey there. The glimpse into arrow is so beautiful to watch. It's also one of the harder combos in the game to land, but the fact that Empire have the confidence to go for that in this kind of lane just shows, yeah, it really shows their confidence. They believe they can get away with this kind of stuff, and it almost worked. If they would have killed Hani there, that would have been huge. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, looks like it's pretty dead even between Resolution and Excalibur, who is, however, going to get a DD rune, so he'll probably take a little bit of control here. He's doing 100 damage to Resolution per hit. Ow.
And Resolution's sitting there. He actually went for a very uncharacteristic build. Not a lot of Lycans. Like, I've even seen a lot of Lycans from the Chinese scene. They won't even level up Howl. But he prioritized it. He put second point up into Howl to give that bonus damage. So they must really be looking for like Silent to crack in on this bottom lane, or for the top lane to really hit hard too.
Yeah, we didn't see the kill in the top lane, at least I didn't, but maybe Howl was a deciding factor on bringing down him. It's a lot of damage.
Oh, and he's dead. The glimpse would actually kill him off, and the attacks just turn around. I'm not quite sure if they learned how to like make it like a Patriot arrow that just turns, but either way, the kill goes the way of the Disruptor. Please tell me people also understand that reference. If you're a Mel Brooks fan, I shout out to you.
Are you sure it wasn't another actor?
What? No, Mel Brooks is the producer.
Well, close enough.
Oh, Sid. Oh,
Look,
Sid.
I said earlier in this cast that I don't really know much about film, so I'm not even embarrassed.
if it's something like what's that show you watch all the time?
Community?
Community. Like if it's something about Community, like I'm sure
Community
you would
Suits.
instantly flag it straight away.
Yeah, that's legit.
To be honest, I only ever watched like 3 seasons of Community, and it's like that was it.
Those were 3 good seasons, though.
Yeah, they were.
Gotta admit.
I won't deny.
3-0 for Empire. They're ahead by about 1,500 gold and 1,000 experience, so pretty much negligible at this point. It's not really that big of a deal. But I'm interested to see what happens when Disruptor gets level 6. Brew he gets his Blink Dagger now, actually, 8 minutes in.
And they have a crack at Hani here. Hani doesn't have level 6 just yet. He's so close to having Chrono. He's locked in a corner. Actually, the Thunderstrike is hurting No Tail as well. Lycan's killed off Death Prophet in the meantime. And what the hell have they done? The Chrono will go and catch his 2 heroes. This solo, Whisper's dying to the creep wave right now. Vanscore glimpses him further away. Silent, he's in the corner backtracking creep wave damage. Arrow in 2 seconds time. Hani, leap in 2 seconds time now. It's too late. 1 attack, backtrack. He backtracked 1. Silent, have a guesstimation. Not wrong guess, but he got the vision from the arrow. He'll get the kill. Viper died up here on the top lane next to the side pool camp. But that was one of the weirdest engagements ever where they just had to stand there waiting for her. And Whis dies the bloody creep wave.
Oh my goodness, that was actually a really fun engage to watch right there. Hani reaching level 6 in the middle of the fight. Pretty much when No Tail's about to die, and then when they're kiting around the creep wave next to a Chronosphere.
You could see where he was too. Like he stood there for 30 seconds before the creep wave began, just in this little spot, waiting for one creep to die in range, and he couldn't get it.
Now because of this, Silent is level 8.
Silent's gonna die in bottom lane. Flyers go, oh no, he doesn't. The Inviscerant's gonna wear off. I thought for a moment he'd just walk in and would black hole, and Void would jump in and go
on
like,
mid lane,
yeah.
they can glimpse him.
Yep, there's your glimpse. You're right. And Resolution, Howl, bonus damage, Excalibur. Thunderstrike's wearing off. He's got enough one charges and bottle charges. He'll survive this. But look how little damages Crypt Swarm does to those walls. Especially when they got Vladimir's offering backing him up.
It's just 80%. I think they've got 80% magic resistance and regenerate 15 health per second. So you're not gonna kill them with that.
it's like 300 damage normally. So like any other minions would just like evaporate. Like Eidolons from Fly would just evaporate. But wolves, those things are so beefy.
Yeah.
Just up against magical though.
Big part of
up
Lycan.
against physical, you just hate it.
Oh boy, mid lane.
They can't get close enough to him.
Oh, no, there's not
there's not a single point up in Drunken Haze either from Mag.
Yeah, they might have killed him with Haze there actually. Then I think Vanscore would have reached the glimpse, but oh, Fly.
They're rotating
down. Not that way, Fly.
No Tail's going to deny the rune.
Fly.
He sends conversions one way and Mag the other, and Clap. 1 crit already with the Drunken Brawler. The Thunderstrike's going to kill him off here no matter what happens, but Brewmaster gets one last Drunken Brawler hit in. 8-1 in favor of Empire. Hilariously though, considering the kill advantage, we're still only looking at, okay, maybe the experience shows a little bit more. 4,500 advantage. Actually now with the update, 5.2. And the gold has hit 3,000 for Team Empire. Fnatic need to start doing their combos, like, really, really soon. Or else this game is going to spiral completely out of control. And it's already, like, a little bit downhill.
I don't know if they can do their combos with this deficit. Empire just has everything it takes to counter-initiate. If Fnatic try to brute force down a tower, Brewmaster's just going to blink, clap, split, and then there's going to be a Disruptor. Disruptor's level 7.
Dead. Oh, no, he's not! No, he's not! He turns with the Lich Ultimate, the Disruptor already screwed him up too.
Get Viper as well.
And they're coming up. Yep, the arrow's off cooldown, so Trixie with a level 4 Starfall, as well as the arrow. He doesn't have mana for it. They glimpse him down. No Tail can't pull him out of here. He's not level 6. They go down while in middle lane the Brewmaster split's gone, and they're attacking onto the Enigma. And where's the Earth Brilling Stun? 2 seconds on it. He's trying to keep a couple of these Brewlings still alive, and he's going to go back into his normal Brewmaster and flies in the safety of his own tower.
10 for 2.
Lycan did die in the middle lane though. Like that's where that 2 came
crucial
from.
Gank, but they used so much for that. They used Black Hole and Exorcism, and they got nothing else out of it. They're not putting pressure on towers. Empire is still finding kills at the same time. Interestingly enough, 12 minutes in with these lineups, no tower has been claimed. It's a team with Lycan and a team with Enigma, but both teams are defending very well so far. And I just got to say, so far it's still favoring Empire by a lot. Actually, what's happening, not only by just the fact that they're ahead, but just also their lineup just seems to, as far as the mid game goes, there is so incredibly much pressure. When you look at Fnatic's lineup, there's so much pressure on Fly and Hani to land big ultimates. If they don't, they won't win a team fight against these heroes. There's just no way. And it's just even worse because they have to get Lycan in at least one of them, else he kills them off.
Crazy thing is, though, if they do get it, okay, Notal, like, they
Yeah,
let
he's dead.
him walk it out. And now he tethers himself out. Because
Ooh,
luckily
wow.
that she takes him through. And the arrow was a little bit off target there by
Yeah, a
Silent.
little mistimed there.
While up on top lane, Fly's coming in. Maleficus, they got Lich.
Yeah, this time they do.
That's a nice freebie kill. But what did he bought a TP scroll before death.
But still,
But
everything right
Pit.
now for Fnatic counts.
Pit.
It really matters. That's a mech for Enigma. And maybe a bit of pressure on the top tier 1.
Look at the way Empire are doing this. They're keeping attention towards the tier 1 tower, making sure Excalibur doesn't take his eyes off it. At the same time, the man who's been harassing that tier 1 tower down is taking Roshan.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And he's
Yeah,
got
this is
it.
a really good play from Empire. Perfect distraction. This would be so obvious if they weren't pushing mid, but Fnatic has no idea this is happening. He just snuck it on Radiant at 13 minutes. That's very rare. And it just goes to show, again, the confidence of Empire and the position they're in. This is a long and exhausting series for them. They're playing this like it's game 1.
Arrows are
Arrow.
coming into middle lane, and they just blink, clap, Excalibur. Lycan throws the ulti out. Notal, he's still got no relocate, so we cannot save him. Just get some extra movement speed. But that damage from the Lycan, he keeps going in. The Brewmaster sends the Wisp up, but he pulls him straight back down again. And Wisp, one attack from the Mirana will get it over the tree line. And they're thinking about coming back into middle lane. Brewmaster's still got a couple of his... yeah, okay, there's Void. Jumping in. Lich, Frost Blast, Lich holding as well. With the Disruptor Orb, it's going to bounce down into Trixie. It doesn't have a catapult to play with, and now the ulti will go, but the Lich ulti was still there for a moment. And who's he going to go on? He actually moves up to Silent. Leap, leap, leap. Can't get it off. But they've lost 3 for this and used almost every single ultimate they got. The Wolves are on the back of Hani, but he's also got a time walk away. So it's 3 for the price of a Mirana, if not more.
It was 4 for 1.
Oh, because they killed off the Wisp at the start too, didn't they?
Yeah.
There's a
It's
TP
4 for
coming in.
1.
Here's Excalibur. And now they're going to glimpse Hani. He was looking for the time walk timing, and now he jumped himself out. It's a good silence by Excalibur, meaning that Empire will not be following this up. But they got a tower anyway. I don't think they really care. They just move on to another one like Resolution, straight to bottom lane. He's
Yeah,
going to get
nice
such
by
fast
Hani.
necrobooks too, isn't he? Oh, man.
Yeah, that's going to be quick. Nice play by Hani there not to panic, though, in that situation. He knows he's going to get glimpsed, but he just holds on to his time walk instead of trying to outrange the glimpse so he doesn't get glimpsed in the first place. He knows, okay, they're going to pull me in, but he's been counting the cooldowns and knows there's nothing to stop him from time walking out afterwards, so he does get out, but they're still going to lose 2 towers. Empire's ahead by 10 kills. This game is completely falling apart, and the problem is when you're looking at Fnatic's lineup, it's hard to find a comeback route apart from an amazing Chrono and Black Hole in the same fight. It's not enough if they get, okay, maybe an amazing Black Hole can do it, but Empire needs to make a really fatal misstep to lose this game actually already 15 minutes in, because they've got so good positional heroes. Brewmaster can blink in, Mirana can flank, Lycan is very mobile, and they've got 2 cancelers for the Black Hole. They've got, actually more. They've got Glimpse, they've got Static Storm, Arrow, Brewmaster Stun, Brewmaster Tornado, Chain Frost, even when Fly gets a BKB, which is very far off. Landing that Black Hole is going to be a really tall order.
Empire smoking up. Trixie with the nighttime vision. It'll allow Empire to come high, up towards the high ground without really being spotted up. And Trixie, like, he throws the Viper Strike out, and there's a lot of TPs coming up here. Hani, he's considering this. Chrono, 1 second, leaps down. Chrono, 3 heroes to catch in, and with the Crop ulting in range, there's a lot of damage, and they're going to hit him. Midnight Pulse as well. Silent the Meg Charge is keeping them alive, and in comes Lycan. They haven't lost anybody here, Empire, but the Wisp, the Viper, moving to Excalibur. Then that Wolf is having a munching spree. Goes to Fly, he sends him up. Hani just bails out. They're playing Left 4 Dead now. Fly is lost in the corner, and Hani will TP to the bottom lane. That tier 1 tower is forfeit, the 4 heroes are forfeit, and everything Fnatic have is forfeit.
Yeah, you saw it right there. That was a really good Chrono, but it's not enough.
Yep.
They need the follow-up. I think even if Trixie was alive there, I think they would have still lost that fight. They might have got a kill or 2, but the end result would have been 3 or 4 heroes dead for Fnatic, and the tower would have been lost as well. They're just... This is just Empire completely rolling over them, and it seems every time Mank gets that Brewmaster, he just guides the team to these team fights and takes control. He's been doing such a great job in all the games. Vanscore's Disruptor's been amazing too. And speaking of those two players, they've been involved in 12 kills both. So really taking a lot of responsibility for winning this game right now. And it's 2 towers again.
Yep. Man,
Glimpse.
The arrows are flying out just in case Excalibur's going to turn into it, but Trixie has dropped. This is getting so rough. Bottom lane, Silence down here. He doesn't have an arrow available. And Hani, Notel is hoping he doesn't have to relocate them out to safety. That's what he's sitting here hoping
He will
for.
have to. That's the arrow.
Yeah, they're not going to hit
glimpse
anything.
him.
He actually lets the
glimpse
time
Notel.
walk. They need vision.
Oh, they can't reach. He's not going to reach, but it's close. Okay, it's not really that close.
It was
probably another 1,000 range behind, actually.
It was
Glimpse isn't
moderately on site.
Damn, if Glimpse was global.
Man, if Glimpse was global, it'd be broken.
That could be an ultimate.
You make an
really
Agnes
good ultimate.
upgrade above sub Static Storm as well as Glimpse?
Well, what if Glimpse was Disruptor's ultimate and it was global? And then Static Storm was his second spell, but it was way weaker? I think better or worse hero?
I'd say worse, because Disruptor would never be picked, because you couldn't Aghanim's upgrade to stop BKBs and items.
It's still, you don't pick Disruptor for that, do you?
In the later portion of the game, you would.
Sure,
but
yes, but you're never drafting Disruptor with the idea that, damn, we're just gonna get an Axe this game.
But how many teams would draft a Disruptor as a support hero when you say if we don't win by 20 minutes, we're screwed? Like,
Oh, and he hits level 6, he can glimpse anywhere. That's really sick when you think about it. Oh, anyway, that's not gonna happen. That will never be
top lane
introduced
TP,
in the game.
Brewmaster, they're glimpsing already, Excalibur back down again. And, well, Brewmaster, how quick was he on that? The Lich Ultimate will instantly cancel the TP as well. Death Prophet. This will also mean they'll deny up the tier 1 tower in the top lane, while the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane is being brought down by Resolution, who I should also point out, 19 minutes in, has level 3 Necro books, plus an extra 1,000 gold. Sends his Wolves up to attack on Hani, who Chronos. Resolution's only just on the edge of that one, and they focus Silent, not even hitting him properly. Now the Black Hole from Fly, they did all of that from Mirana, and Resolution sat on the edge. He's looking for the kill on Notel, triggers the ultimate. His Necro units and Wolves are killing up Notel in the corner, can't relocate out, and look at
Oh,
Resolution.
he's even getting out.
Yep, the Wolf speed
Oh my
is just
God, what a
so
player.
ridiculous.
What a player. And that's Chrono and Black Hole on cooldown, so right now, Empire can basically decide what they want to claim. If they want to try to get the tier 2 mid, if they even want to try to go high ground. I think they're going to be too slow at that, though. And alternatively, they could have got Roshan, but he's on cooldown, so... Well, they're going to get the tier 2 mid, I imagine, really soon, because there's no reason for them not to go and just secure that while all these ultimates are down. And, well, what do you do if you're Fnatic?
You pray?
Empire, I think this has been their most dominating performance, and we've had some one-sided games in this series, but all the way from the draft to the laning stage, and especially how well they played the bottom lane with Disruptor, Mirage.
Arrow.
Oh my god,
It connects on Excalibur. Look at Always On a Fly. He force-starves himself in so he can get in range for the Frost Blast. And Always On a Fly, yes, he owns a force-staff and Meg 20 minutes in as a support.
Yeah, take a look at the net worth. You will see a story.
I've been avoiding it a little bit, but I've also been showing it a lot.
The position 5 hero on Empire has more than the position 2, 3, 4, and 5 on Fnatic.
Yep.
It's scary. Here we go, mid lane. I think they're going to try to claim the tower now. Brewmaster isn't there, though, so it's a little bit risky, by the way. He has an Axe, too. Oh, there's a 20-minute Axe Disruptor. Yeah, why not? It's going to grab that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Toby, but to use the famous words for Fnatic right here, they fucking lost, man.
I thought that's Cloud9's words. That's Sigsay all the fucking time, man.
It really is, but there's just some games, and it's unfortunate that it's
Jump
game
in.
5.
It's on Trixie. Look, the sprint's already coming in, and Notel, he can't save him. Even if he started the relocate, he'd never finish it in time. And Resolution, they just go high ground. The Midnight Pulse at level 3 is actually a bit of a problem for the Lycan, forcing him back. But look at the Brewmaster. He's clamping and taking away life points. He's back into his normal self in a moment, but the arrows come in, connects on Excalibur, but Hani gets a good oldie, but he didn't catch Mag inside of it, and he's not killing up anybody. He's trying to kill Resolution, but they just turn. The Meg charge goes, GG. This game is over, man. They will take mid-racks, and there is the call. 26-5 will be the end result. The Russians will take home roughly 34,000 USD. with Fnatic grabbing 17,000. Fnatic should still be very, very happy. They got themselves up to this point. They battled up against teams like Na'Vi, Empire, Na'Vi. They battled up against Alliance. They battled up against Power Rangers, who are always a massive problem, as well as Rockskiss. And they got themselves here at the grand final and took second.
Yeah, Fnatic, you know, I was making the joke with second place, which is something they've been kind of renowned for, getting a lot of second places, but they've had a couple of first places this year as well already. So all things considered and how things have been going for them recently, just up until the last week or 2 weeks, I think second place for them in this tournament is something they should be happy with. Of course, it's a shame when you play a best of 5 and you go to the 5th game and you lose that one, but like I was saying before the game ended, it's a shame this is the 5th game, because if this was one of the previous games, I think Fnatic would have just called GG before that final fight, because this game was just falling apart. Of course, when it's the last one, you play for it. Thank you very much, Nas. Amazing. You obviously play for it when it is the last game, but I don't know. Hats off to Empire for this last game, and to both teams, honestly. I think in 4 out of 5 games, I guess, if not even all 5, I favored Empire's drafts. So based on that, I think, well, for me, I would be happy for Fnatic to get 2 games off of this one. It's yeah, they did really great in the games they won, and in the games they lost, they didn't do that poorly. It was just Empire just outclassed them in all of those games, and especially one of the games on the draft, but the 2 others were outplayed. This last one was just a crush from the start to the end.
Well, you didn't get your wish, man. You didn't get your wish for the nice, tight, close game. But either way...
4th game was kind of close, actually. That was exciting.
Yeah, the 4th game was great, man. 4th game was great.
So we did get a close game.
We could be happy with that. We could be happy with that. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Live streams, as far as the Dailymotion channel goes, we probably won't have one until the next season of D2CL, which will be beginning, I believe, very, very close after TI4. We've, of course, got even more great stuff coming up on Join Dota. We'll be doing live coverage at ESL 1. Obviously, you can check out the ESL live stream. We'll have all the links, all the stuff over on joindota.com for that one. And, of course, we have other stuff to be announced, hopefully shortly. A lot of Dota coming up after TI4. I remember actually you sent me a message saying, hey, man, it's going to get really quiet after TI4. I look at my schedule. There's 1 week of downtime. That's it.
Like, nope.
That's it. 1 week of downtime, and we're smack back into big competition. So stay tuned for all of that kind of stuff. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, as well as Season 4 of the D2CL. It will be returning, I believe, this time around. Like, we were promised it at the start of this season, that the next season, like this season was meant to be a quick one, nice and perky. Next season is meant to have LAN finals as well. So we'll be casting that one live. Should be some great times. Of course, as always, you can check it here, or you can watch our VODs over on youtube.com/joindota and check out our live event coverage, as well as other small shows we do at Join Dota Plus, which is also on our YouTube channel. But thanks for watching Cinder and Dota for Twitter. I believe your Twitch is also exactly the same.
My Twitch is Cinderin. Well, I'm not really streaming right now, so it's not that important, but Facebook is Cinder and Dota. Twitch is Cinder and Dota, and Twitter is Cinder and Dota, damn it. And my homepage is cinderandota.com, which you can check out if you're interested. But yeah, thanks for
by the way,
some good games and a good series.
When's Dota Cinema doing something? Again.
Yeah, we'll see about that. It's not we've got something in the works for after TI4, but yeah, it's we'll see exactly how things go down and when, but we are working on something which hopefully will be really good. So yeah, stay tuned for that as well. But of course, in the near horizon for us right now is ESL and TI, and then after that, you said there's a lot of good stuff. Maybe we have some as well.
Yeah. Look forward to it. Look forward to it. Hope you all enjoy the coverage. Thanks for watching here, everyone. And we'll see you either live in Frankfurt or from the live stream from Frankfurt. Thanks for watching.